Live from Egypt, it's Saturday night!
Tuesday! Yeah, it's Tuesday.
Ever heard about the Great Pyramid of Giza?
No, I have not. What is that?
Well, a long time ago, thousands of years ago, the ancients built pyramids that were called the Great Pyramid of Giza.
Where is it? Are you talking about the pyramid that's in Las Vegas? The Luxor?
No, dummy. The pyramids are stands on the plateau in the city of Cairo, Egypt. You know, it's very interesting because they were connected to mortuary temples in the valley below plateau.
Oh, I built a pyramid in the sandbox. That was a disaster.
Oh, you would need about 1 billion sandboxes. Actually, it covers an area the size of more than 6 football fields and remains the world's largest single structure for more than 4,000 years. The original height is 485 feet, and the base is 763 feet on its side. That's about 2,500,000 blocks, and each block weighing 5,000 pounds.
It is a huge playground.
Oh, good grief, it's not a playground. The pyramid was a resurrection machine for the king of Egyptians who believed that the king's spirit, the ancient Egyptians, the pyramid was an engine of rebirth. It was a gateway to the next world.
What's the big deal about King Khufu?
Well, King Khufu was a burial chamber for himself as a stairway to heaven. Ancient Egyptians' religion was a complex system of polytheistic beliefs and rituals, which were an integral part of ancient Egyptian society. The Egyptians made great efforts to ensure the survival of their soul after death, providing tombs, grove goods, and offering to preserve bodies and spirits of the deceased.
Well, it sounds very interesting. It's not a bad idea if we share a pyramid as a tomb.
As a tomb? Oh, I have to get away from you. Or I'll come back.
The Book of the Dead, an Egyptian text written by numerous authors, contains about 200 independent chapters of spells that are meant to guide the dead through the afterlife and safely reach the paradise, known as the Field of Reeds.
These texts are written on papyrus and are later written on the walls of the pyramids in the Old Kingdom. Originally, these spells were only used for the high elite Egyptians such as the pharaohs, queens, and regional governors.
In fact, it wasn't till the New Kingdom that the Egyptians began to mass produce the spells on papyrus for the common. Even though the Book of the Dead was available for all, it was expensive to afford for those who made very little income.
For those that could afford the Book of the Dead, they had individualized texts that suited the needs of the individual, contained spells they would need to reach paradise. Most of these spells were to protect the soul from demons that they might face.
Talking about spells that protect the soul, one such is the negative confessions. Once the soul reaches to the Hall of Truth, it is faced by 42 different gods or judges that ask whether if they had done this bad deed. Using the spell incantation of the negative confessions, the soul can get through without a problem.
However, the soul not only is faced by the 42 gods, they must also pass the guarded gates before moving on to the next god. However, if the soul fails to answer any of the gods, they are eaten by the goddess Amut. Once the soul reaches the end, they must weigh their heart. The heart is represented as a scarab, which is placed with a mummified body. Taking the scarab, Anubis weighs it against the goddess Mayat's feather.
Unfortunately, if the scarab is heavier than the feather of Mayat, then the soul is devoured by Amut and ceases to exist. On the other hand, if the scarab is equal or of lesser weight of the feather, then the soul is led by Horus to Osiris, the king of the underworld.
He is often depicted with a mummified body, has a long curved beard, wears the crown that symbolizes Upper Egypt, and usually has either black or green skin. Osiris also represents resurrection, because he basically gives the soul a new life and lets them live in his kingdom, the Field of Reeds.
You know we're gonna mess up, right?
Got this. This is the story of an ancient queen. So let's go back to ancient Egypt where we meet Hatshepsut, the foremost of noble women. In a time where men ruled, she sure was winning. The norms of society she was spinning. With the haters of her time, she wasn't dealing. Reigning from 1473 to 1458 BC, lived during Egypt's 18th dynasty. She was the daughter of King Tutmosis I, married her bro Tutmosis II.
Wait, what? Hold on a sec. Her brother?
Yeah, the two had the same mother, but that was common at the time.
Wasn't a crime.
Claimed her mom was visited by Amun-Ra. I'm pretty sure that wasn't common, bruh. Pushing gender roles aside, she donned traditional male garments. I'm pretty sure the man back then didn't like this. She even wore a fake beard like the previous kings who sat at the throne. Took responsibility from little Tutmosis III, who couldn't reign over Egypt
On his own.
cause he was just a little kid when his dad died. To erase her from the history books he tried, but she left too much behind to be erased. Cause we still found out about her even though her temples they defaced.
Damn.
One monument she's known for is the temple at Deir el-Bahari, where there's hieroglyphs and artwork that tell her story. Another is the Red Chapelle, aka Chapelle de Rouge, which depicts many events, and accomplishments of her reign. Hatshepsut, she did so many things, it was insane!